What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Big Red Weekly. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year, so your subscription would definitely mean a lot to me. So let's get into this video. Obviously, by the title of the video, you can tell that this is not a game recap because I did not really watch the Bucks-Hawks game last night. So, I mean, I watched it, but I didn't watch it like that. So I didn't feel comfortable enough to really just want to talk about it. But I'm sure you definitely can find other people who could talk about it. It's just I didn't want to force a video, but I did want to upload something today. And again, like you can tell from the title, my issue with Skip Bayless. Now, let me preface this is that there is definitely wisdom in and obviously how long Skip Bayless has been covering the NBA. He's been at least been covering it since the Bulls run in the '90s. But obviously, since he's older, he's just seen a lot of basketball. He's a basketball fan, so naturally, he has watched a lot of basketball over the years. But with that being said, I don't get it. I don't get how his career has almost turned into hating and just making the most he just reaches. Almost all of his opinions are just reaches like today. So really the inspiration for this video came because I was watching Undisputed today because for me, for work, I drive a work truck and I do different jobs. I'm an internet installer. So I in between jobs, I could drive 20, 30, 40 minutes to another job. So in between, I obviously can listen to a lot of different things. Obviously today, like I said, listening to Undisputed, I was listening to Shannon and Skip discuss and talk about seeing LeBron and Damian Lillard at the WNBA game on the same night as the Game 6 LA Clippers Suns game that was happening in LA, and this WNBA game was in LA as well. And Skip's amazing opinion was that LeBron went with Damian Lillard so that they could shift the attention from Game 6 and from the Lakers. I mean, from the Clippers trying to keep their series alive, their season alive, and going to the finals. He wanted to take the attention away from that and put it on himself and Damian Lillard over at this WNBA game. And immediately, once I started hearing him go off on this, I paused the video and I just stopped listening for about the next 5 minutes because I was just like, "There's no way." And he says it's casual LeBron. Now maybe I'm just too unbiased, or maybe I like LeBron a little too much, but I just personally, for me, I don't see how you can really think that LeBron's trying to shift the attention from him. I mean, from the Clippers to him because he's not in the playoffs anymore and he's trying to get back at the Clippers because the Clippers are the other team that plays in his arena, and he's mad because he got bounced in the first round, so he doesn't want anybody to support the Clippers, so he's flexing his fame over here, and it gets tiring because this is obviously not the first reach that Skip has done. And I guess, and I don't want to insinuate that Skip doesn't love basketball and doesn't love the NBA because I believe that he does, but I don't understand. I guess I would need, maybe a more casual fan to explain this, but what's the point? Like, what's the entertainment factor behind some of these sports media shows? Now, I get sometimes I'd say about 40% of what some of these guys like Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, Colin Coward, Brandon Marshall, Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, all these different guys, they definitely say some good things, and I don't want to take anything away from these guys because these guys are not only older than me but been watching basketball for longer than I have, so they do have some the experience that I don't. But at the end of the day, some of these opinions are just getting too out of hand that I don't actually get how they're still really getting views, because a lot of the time, most of my basketball talk comes from honestly other YouTubers. I watch Rusty Buckets. I watch Kenny, King of the Fourth Quarter. Dom 2K, Get Like Coop. I'm starting to follow other basketball YouTubers, that just do this stuff, and I've now of this I have this opinion not because I've looked at any data or anything like that, but I just have a feeling just because of the amount of podcasts that have come out with NBA players and former NBA players. I have a feeling that most of these sports analysts are going to end up shifting to more of a podcast, to something that's probably not on live TV as much anymore, because I just feel like that's the way that the society's kind of shifting. So I feel like you're going to see a lot more YouTube podcasts or YouTubers and all this stuff start to pop up as as TV starts to go down. And I feel like some of these guys are going to start kind of not doing as much. But I feel like we should still start shifting our attention more to people who watch these games and are actually trying to discuss them and talk about basketball, rather than just reach for any little opinion. Because again, like I was saying before, this isn't the first time for Skip Bayless trying to give an opinion that's just it's just super far fetched. I mean, every other day he's bringing up LeBron, and then he'll be hypocritical about how he holds certain players to one standard and other players to another. I mean, and it goes back and forth. And honestly, if you listen to the show, you can hear it. Like it's super clear to pick out all the kind of hypocrisy and all the back and forth. Now, don't get me wrong, there's always going to be back and forth, but when you yourself flip back and forth and hold players to one standard and other players to another, when a lot of these players need to be held to the same standard if you're going to rank them all the same, then there's no consistency. And I feel like people need to start shifting. Now, again, I'm not saying that people need to start shifting and subscribe to me, as I would like that. I would love your subscription, but I'm not saying that people need to necessarily, start turning to people like me. But turn to some of these guys, turn to these NBA players, these YouTubers who focus on the game of basketball, and instead of giving your time to all this just drama that that the sports media kind of has to create, because it's unfortunately kind of what sells. But I guess to me, since it doesn't sell to me, it makes me question it all the same. So I'm sure that I'm not the only person who feels this way. I'm sure there's plenty of other examples I could give about terrible NBA takes and everything, but it's just this one today that eventually just put me over the line, and I couldn't deal with it anymore, and I had to talk about it, and I didn't have a video to post for today, so this worked out. I'm sorry. It's just I've been aching to talk about this kind of for a while, all day, for the past few hours. So the fact that I'm now getting it out, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. But I honestly think if you're really a sports fan and you really care about basketball and everything, again, I'm not trying to suggest that these sports media broadcasters don't, or analysts don't, but they have a job to keep their audience all the same. And it's definitely been admitted that sometimes these analysts will say stuff that they don't necessarily believe just so they can boost views. Now, I don't like that, because I think if you like what I say and you agree with what I say, then you should subscribe to me. But if you don't like what I say, then you shouldn't listen to me. And I feel like that just, I don't know. Again, I don't get the entertainment value behind it, but I guess that's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just one of the weird 10% that doesn't like listening to stuff like that. So, but I listen to it all the same, because I still think it's important to hear different opinions and get information from different sources, just so you can kind of, I just think that's always a good thing. You don't want to just be getting all your information from one place all the time. So thanks for watching, everybody. Leave a like, leave some suggestions for videos in the future. I do have a video project that I'm coming out with. I don't want to say what it is yet, but it does have to do with this team. and it's going to be one video of a series. I plan on doing a series of these. I think in the series it's going to be about 10 videos or give or take. But this is going to definitely be one of my bigger videos I'm going to do. It's probably going to be closer to the 20-minute mark because it's going to, well, you'll see. Again, thanks for watching. Leave suggestions. Appreciate everybody watching. See ya.